Brow. A 1 2, a 1 2, a 1 2, a 1 2, a 1 2. 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2. Gather round, gather round, gather round. We are back. Another live for your head top. Let's see what's going on with the people over here in the comment gang. Comment gang scrum. Salute to all the people who are popping up over here on Instagram right now. We are live on YouTube, youtube.com/We Love Hip Hop Network. Big salute to OC. Big salute to Casino Costa. Bunch of people popping up on the Instagram over here. But if you see me on Instagram, then you know what's up. We are live. Let me see what's going on over here. Big salute to Road to Success popping up in the chat over here on YouTube. I'm going to do a quick couple shares. A lot of different things I want to cover today. Definitely going to be reacting to some of the crazy things that have been going on in this Toronto scene. There's been a lot of gun violence that's been going down over the last few days. And I want to talk about it, man. There's been some wild allegations as far as just even people trying to connect hip hop to certain things that go on road, and maybe we should have a conversation about that. You know what I'm saying? Casino Costa wants to know, do I make money? Do you make money, more money if we are on YouTube? Of course. Make sure. And that's a great question. I'll answer that as I'm doing some shares on the back end over here. Pause. YouTube partner program is definitely the most beneficial thing that anybody who's in the media game could get into. Okay? There's a lot of people who be on Instagram as their main place where their platform lives. And I got to tell you, for all those people, with the exception of the people who get badges and subscriptions and stuff like that, any of those people that you see on Instagram Live who just spend mad time on Instagram Live, blah, 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 and they're making $0 from Instagram. They're better off doing that on a YouTube. You know what I'm saying? They're better off meeting the criterias to get into the partner program and then spending all of their rant time on YouTube. Straight up. At least you get paid for it. But yeah, there's a bunch of different topics I want to cover today. I got a list. I'll make sure to pull up my list here. Actually, I want to play some of the Haviah Mighty interview in the background while we're getting some things together. Big salute to Haviah Mighty. Had an opportunity to go and do an interview with her this past summer for her platform. And it was a dope experience. I'm going to play it here on YouTube. I'll share it with you guys. Un momento.
Like there's so
and for the people on Instagram right now, if you can't see what I'm looking at, it's because you got to pop on our YouTube.
The last 6 months to a year.
All right, youtube.com/We Love Hip Hop Network. Let's get it popping.
Yeah, I can see the growth because even with the subject.
1 second, gang. We'll play it from the beginning. I'll pop it up on the screen so y'all can see it in the background. And we'll run that, and then we'll get into some stuff. There's a lot of stuff to talk about today. Trust me, it won't all be street related and gang related and all that stuff. You know what I'm saying? I do definitely want to address the whole, it's the blog's fault, you're part of the problem. Well, we'll get into that. All right. Also, I want to give my opinions on this whole Troy Ave. Troy Ave is gone for a year. He is went and turned himself in for the whole thing that happened with Taxstone and Banger. Kanye stole from Killy, one of our own, Scarborough's own Killy. All right, I want to definitely get into that. There's some beef brewing over there at No Jumper between Lush and Dejon Paul and a few of the other guys. Bobby Altoff responds. DJ Snoopy's got a podcast. I think it might be an OF podcast. But let's get into some of this here before we get into anything. Big salute to Haviah Mighty. Look at this. There's some next level nature right here. Big salute to Randy. My bad, gang. 1 second. Duh, I'm playing it from the wrong spot. 1 second, gang. Doing too much. Excuse me, sir. You're doing too much. 1 second. Is it this one? Yeah, there we go. There we go. Crazy lights. So I'll fast forward. Oh, actually, we'll play the intro. Yeah, boy.
What's going on, fam?
It's your boy.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, of course.
We love hip
Coming
hop.
out, so far away from the city, but yeah, we had to do something different, you know?
All right, so this, see the nature over there in the background? Nature Rick. I'm out there in the woods. You know what I'm saying? Getting it done. Big salute to the comment gang who's popping up over here too. Peace Love jumps in the comments immediately seeing industry plants. Stop it. Haviah puts in hard work, gang. Let's get into it.
Let me show you inside, though. Yes, sir. The bush.
I'm gonna fast forward a bit.
Silence, or like I bought a house and I moved. I lived with my family my whole life. You know, I learned what it was like to really like be alone.
Have
Like
silence.
yeah, real silence, and like also real responsibility, and like yeah, it's just kind of like, you know, you're doing like a life thing. It's like you got
That room right there?
You can't ask somebody
Right there?
every time you have a question. How am I gonna do this? How am I gonna figure this out? Like you just kind of throw yourself at the wall. Like, and I did that after this situation because yeah, all this codependency and relying on just like the concept of another person. It's not even about the person. It's the concept of like needing anything else that bad.
Yeah.
That's not you. And
Make sure to hit that like button.
Now I realized like and learned how to rely on self, and then also, you know, I got the team back here. You know, Drew on BTS. You know, like
Salute to Big Drew.
reaching out to community so we can have a conversation. Like it's still not about doing it alone, right? But like there's a healthy way to do it, and yeah, the only way to sustain in this game, I think, is to have like a proper team around you that really cares about you. But like,
You know what?
you
Hold
still
on.
are like the leader of your shit.
Let me ask you all a quick question before we even get into all of our topics and stuff like that. Since we have Haviah Mighty here on the screen, because a lot of the conversation, and even in the title right here, she says, you know, is Haviah Mighty an industry plant? Is the title of her content right here, right? We talked about it in the interview. Now, let me ask y'all. Okay, and we'll do a definition of what an industry plant is. Okay, I don't know if anybody's completely familiar, but an industry plant, and I'll give what I think an industry plant is somebody that the industry has already chosen to go and place in position. They give you the illusion that they did everything the hard way, they took the long way, the independent way. You know, I was sleeping in my car, and then all of a sudden, ta-da, I'm famous, right? However, the industry planted you in there to be famous. Okay, you always had the major label backings or all these different things to your advantage, pretending to take the independent route. Okay, so for anybody who just needs any clarity of what an industry plant is, that's what an industry plant is. All right, the illusion that it's independent, but the industry actually planted you in there amongst the independents, you know, so that you could do make believe. All right. Now, as far as with Haviah Mighty, and somebody said, who said that here? Justin Bieber. I don't know about that. Give me some names in the comments of who else y'all may think is the industry plant. And I'm going to ask you guys here in a poll while I play this. Is Haviah an industry plant? Dun, dun, dun. I'm going to put it in all caps too, so you know I mean it. Right? Bare question marks. Let's go. Because I've watched Haviah Mighty do her thing from when she started off with a sorority. I've watched her work her way through the grant system. She has a great team behind her. Like, she has a great management team behind her. You know what I'm saying? From the first time that we did an interview back in the days to now, she's always had a good team behind her. Okay, and not just one person. Like you know, big salute to her brother Drew. Like, that's part of the team. Like, she's always had people around her who's had her best interests in mind. You know what I'm saying? So does that equate to being an industry plant if you're putting in a bunch of work? If I always see that, you know, when your team is doing something, they're always doing something to try to advance your career, does that make you an industry plant? I'm just asking.
You know, you have to.
For a friend.
You have to help guide people on where you want to go. It's your brand, your music, your story, your da-da-da-da. Like, if you're unclear on that, nobody can help you.
Yeah.
The only way to do this authentically is to know yourself.
Yeah.
You know, like.
Know yourself.
Right, and I didn't before this project. Even I was kind of like confused because I'm like.
Let's get to the shit.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it also happened faster than I thought it could.
Mm-hmm.
At the beginning of it, I was like.
Is it right around here?
Super crazy budget for videos. I just think we're really smart. Like, in this country.
I go in the comments, and one thing I see all the time from blog to blog, she's an industry plant, right?
That's y'all.
Have you seen these comments?
100%.
Can you answer to these comments that these allegations that people are always saying that Haviah Mighty's an industry plant?
It's just funny because an industry plant has to be supported by the industry. Like, I'm an independent artist. I have my little team. We do our thing. I'm not signed to any major.
This is true.
I feel like in order to be an industry plant, you inherently have to be signed to a major. You have to be tapped into the money.
NBA City, what up?
That controls whatever messaging that they want.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not a struggling artist. I feel like we've achieved a lot of success.
Definitely.
But at the same time, like, I'm an independent artist. I don't have the resources that a major would come with.
Yeah.
You know, like, you know, built-in streams and like super crazy budget for videos. I just think we're really smart. Like, in this country, like, we're smart with the money. In this country, in Canada, you can apply for grants. You can apply for money for the arts. So I feel like it's hard work and effort. Like, I've applied for many, many, many grants.
Me too.
And didn't get them. Like, in the beginning, like, I've been putting out music since 2009. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've been active. I remember getting my first, like, World Star Hip Hop look, and I remember, like, linking up with producers in the city off of the strength of the little social media push. I've been putting out records. Like, I'm on my 8th record now. Like, Christmas is my
I'm on 8th album.
8th project. So the things that I've been doing have afforded me, like, the grants that I'm getting. Like, it's really the product. It's the music at the end of the day.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
I'm just saying. What are y'all saying in the poll right here? 64% says no. All right. She did mention the grant system. And big salute to Diamond Club. We're going to make sure to give a big plug. Just a second. Diamond Club's got that pippity man. Trust me. Here's the thing. She mentioned the grant system. And this is something that we have over here in our country that a lot of people don't have in other countries. They don't have that in the States, where you can apply for grants as an artist to get a music video done, get a project done, different things. Okay? We got that over here. She's, you know, doesn't have a wild image. Her image is pretty clean. She raps, she does her thing, she talks about her life, and she gets booked for her live shows. Okay? Because when they say, hey, we're going to have Haviah Mighty performing over here, the promoter doesn't go, ooh, Haviah Mighty, wait a minute, we're going to have to get extra police to be here. That doesn't happen. So she gets to perform and then show her talents on stage as well as on the microphone when she drops her music. So you get to hear her on stage and get to hear her on Spotify and get to see her music videos. So I don't know. She just might just be An artist. A Canadian artist. A hardworking one. You know what I'm saying? Because it's easy to say, oh, well, oh my God, she got the alley-oop. Is it? Because, fam, there's a lot of people who could be taking advantage of the same things. You know what I'm saying? Whose entertainment said, move stop for the poet. He probably gets grants. Facts. We've got a grant before. Okay, the We Love Hip Hop Network. And I'll tell you from my own personal experience, when we were applying for grants back in the days, when I was doing the management and the executive producing for Empire, they told us no many times. However, it didn't mean that it was going to be all the time. And I'll also tell you that we filled out the grant information ourselves at those times. Okay? So if there was anybody who wasn't getting a grant, whoever's fault that was probably our own fault. Because now we got a grant writer. Okay? We got somebody that when there's different opportunities that are popping up, the government has these different grants that might be popping up, whether it's Factor, whether it's RBC, whether it's what's the other one? Ontario Creates. There's all these different places that are offering money to artists to be able to get their art on. Okay? If you go and invest in a grant writer, you don't got to pay them up front. At least the one I got, and I'm sure a lot of other ones are the same. You don't got to pay them up front. If they get the grant, they'll get a percentage of the grant money, and then you get the rest. So if it's 10% and you get 30 racks from the government, give them their $3K and go run with your 27,000 and go do your thing. Oh, road to success. Tax-free grant. And this is for your business in the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? So don't be mad at Haviah Mighty because she's taking advantage of the different business opportunities that they have over here in Canada. Okay? And also, don't get a misconception that Shorty's running around here with 30 M's. Like, she was able to buy her mom a crib. Or buy herself a crib, I mean. Okay? That doesn't mean that she bought some kind of $1 million crib. She probably got a crib that's like a couple of 100,000, maybe 300,000 tops. Okay? And from the money that you could make as a Canadian artist, she probably didn't pay it all off in one shot. She's just had a good amount of money that she can finally make a proper down payment to have a good mortgage rate. That's all I'm saying. So I don't even know how this industry plant stuff started coming around in the first place. And listen, I already have a stack of legal papers that I'm already working with when it comes to people like Aubrey Graham and Joe Button. Like, I ain't got time to have any new clients. So I'm not here to be the defense lawyer for Haviah Mighty. I'm just here to talk the facts.
Either you gotta have funding coming in from somewhere. Either you like working a job, or you getting in through the streets, or you're signed to a major and then they kind of pay for your product, but then they own a lot of that product. Right. Or you take advantage of the business infrastructure wherever it is that you're at. The business infrastructure in Canada allows for you to apply for money for the arts.
Yes.
But you're not gonna get it if your art is not a representation of quality. I don't know.
Yeah, if you're trash at rapping, then don't even bother apply for a grant.
They earn that.
If all your songs are about shooting up your ops, then don't even bother apply. Leave them alone. Leave them people alone, okay? I'm telling you right now, gang. If your song is about the guys down the block and how much of them you're smoking right now, leave them people alone, okay? Don't send them no grant. Don't go bug nobody, no grant writer. Yo, brethren, we're about to blow, fam. My song about the ops. Yo, I need to get a video for 30 racks. No, stay away.
Yeah, I think you earned it.
You're not invited.
I've been watching you work. I've been seeing your trajectory from the time you started putting out music back in the days with the sorority to now. I could see the work.
That's what I'm saying.
We're not funding your genocide, gang. All right? Go away.
Yeah. And, continuing on the album, right? Is that your dad that popped up on that song, Honey?
Yeah, so that's that. Those Angels will sponsor those artists. Facts. Anywho, I just wanted to let y'all see a little bit of this Haviah Mighty interview here. Big salute to the whole comment gang. Comment gang strong. Let me see who's out here. Make yourself seen. You know what I'm saying? Throw an emoji up. Throw a one up. Throw whatever y'all want up in this mofo. Thursday music in the building. Who else is in here? I mentioned Casino Costa. Who else is in here? Who else is in here? Andrew Lamb, what up? Jim Rogers, what up? Shade in the Six, what up? BJ Gill, what up? My nigga over there in Vancouver. Before we even get into this quick fast, also, I want to give a big salute to the sponsors. You see the sign behind me? That's the boys over there, Diamond Club. If you need that louders, okay? Hit them up on their Instagram page, Diamond Club _Canada, or you can find them on the 7 Days of Weed website. Use the code We Love Hip Hop and get yourself a little discount. You heard me? Big salute to Diamond Club, man. That's my gang. Also, big salute to Steam and Hot Grabber. If you need that blem, all right? That's right now. That's some red herring grabber I know I have over here. Some hatas. Okay, hit them up on their Instagram page, Steamin' Hot Grabber. Okay, use the code We Love Hip Hop and also receive a discount on anything on the menu. You heard me? Edmund is the best in the building. Mr. Awesome in the building. Feeling awesome. Couple of things I want to address before we even go on. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna save the Toronto stuff. I'm gonna save it. Okay. Because there's been a whole narrative that's been starting to get painted about it's the blog's fault. It's all your fault. You know, actually, screw the blogs. Okay, the blogs, y'all could be mad at them, but don't be mad at us. Okay, actually, F it. I'm going to get to that quick. Don't be mad at us for any of the things that you see when it comes to the street violence and, you know, these gangster rappers and stuff like that. Because I see it in the comments. Oh, you're part of the problem. Well, you know, if you guys didn't have all of these gangster rappers on your platform, then maybe there would be less violence in the streets. Then I say to myself, y'all really, the people who are saying this, because y'all know, y'all are over here on YouTube with me, we chilling, we do this on a weekly basis, okay? But the people who don't be on the YouTube, the people who like to do their chirping on Instagram, they don't watch our YouTube, okay? I'm convinced. Because the amount of people, including Haviah Mighty, that we've done interviews with over the years, over the weeks, I'm not even going to say over the years, okay, because that would make it like, oh, the last time that we spoke to a rapper who wasn't smoking a pack of somebody years ago. No, I spoke to like 2 of them last week. Like, what are we really saying here? But the problem, what I see a lot of the times is y'all don't watch those interviews. You watch the one with the gangster rapper, then you jump in the comments and say, you're part of the problem, Friday. Shut up. Watch our content and then talk to me. Okay, because if you don't have a full view and a full picture of what we're doing over here at the We Love Hip Hop Network, then how could you jump in the comments and tell me how to do my job? Really and truly, really take that in for a second. Okay, I'll look at a post like this, where we obviously report on things that are going on in the news. Things go a little left on the Keep Six Solid Twitter Spaces with YG and Haji Basto. This is facts. That happened. Are we supposed to not report it? I was sitting right there. And then I get stuff like this. Okay? And I don't mean to put homie on blast, but I'm getting kind of tired of this rhetoric over here, okay? Let me explain. He says, so let me ask you this. If I murdered you, is it okay for your son to be friends with my son? Wouldn't you turn in your grave? My son might be cool, but your son should be ashamed of himself in the case because they had nothing to do with the politics. Oh, there's no question mark. Don't speak for the street guys, please. That's when you guys become goofs. That G word, bro. As a man who, spent all of his life on the sidewalk, when I hear the word goof, it makes me so irate too. You know what I'm saying? Because only this, the sidewalk niggas, we know the levity of the word goof. Obviously, yeah. But nigga, here's my response. And usually I don't have time for this shit, but I responded. I said, so I did that time from being on the sidewalk. Okay, brother, useless argument. Okay, he responds, jail don't certify nothing. The proof is in your pudding. There's nothing to debate. Owned me. Owned. Woo-hoo-hoo. I got owned. Here's the thing. And let me ask you guys this. Maybe this is something that I need to ask the people. Okay, and we'll end this poll here. Does being a street, okay, because I want to understand what being street means. Okay, does it mean that you have to be out there busting your gun? Does it mean, can you only be like, out there moving work? I don't want to get too crazy for YouTube yet. It's early. Okay. Can you be out there moving work without busting your gun and still be a street nigga? What about the pimps? Are they street niggas? Or do you have to be out there drilling, always looking for your ops, making sure that you up the score, and that makes you a street nigga? You know what I'm saying? Because I get confused when people are like, you don't know nothing. You're a sidewalk nigga. Fam, so the sidewalk was full of work then. Holy shit. I was, snowing. There was snowing on the sidewalk, going through the ski slopes on the sidewalk then. What the hell? What are you trying to tell me right here? Like, we all came from the same streets. One person's streets isn't more street than the other person's streets. So I'm going to ask you guys, do you have to bust your, and I'm going to put an asterisk in here to not get YouTube censorship. Oh, sorry, I got my caps lock on. Do you have to bust your gun, your machine, okay, to be a gangster? There are question marks. Because if that's the case, then there's mad niggas who've been in the streets who are not gangsters then. You know what I'm saying? There's mad niggas who are willing to defend their honor, willing to defend their gates, willing to defend their family, willing to do all these different things, and also got a burner in the crib, all that type of stuff. But they ain't bust it. You know what I'm saying? They're out there taking risks every day. They're driving with it. They're driving, going to meet their customers. They're doing all their thing. But they're not actively out there busting their gat. Are they less gangster? Because if that's the case, then I'll shut up. I know nothing about the streets. I'm not a street nigga then. I know nothing. All that time away, all that shit, it's void, null and void. It means nothing to the real gangsters. You know what I'm saying? It means nothing to the real street niggas, because I feel like I kind of bumped into a few of those guys when I was in there. You know what I'm saying? They were making shanks, beating each other up on a daily basis. You know what I'm saying? So can you be street adjacent from like having to share cells with, killers and stuff like that? Like, I feel like I've met a few people who did life. You know what I'm saying? What, not like in a visit, like, hey, oh my God, hey, you're doing life. That's crazy. No. We hung out inside together. So if that doesn't, maybe that makes me completely not a street nigga. Maybe I was on the sidewalk the whole time. You know what I'm saying? In the holding, in the box, sidewalk. That's all sidewalk stuff. You know what I'm saying? See, somebody jumped in the comments. You're so one-dimensional, Friday. Don't speak on things you don't understand. That's what the problem is here. And this is what I'm saying. How do people assume that because I'm here talking on a microphone, doing podcasting or whatever, that I can't understand? That I haven't lost people in my lifetime? That I haven't gone through some of the same things, a lot of the same things that y'all niggas go through? I'm just not in a quote unquote gang. No, you don't understand. How do you know? Do y'all niggas really know my life? Or you know what I show you? Because if that's the case, because what the thing is, the assumption is that the real street niggas would never be doing this shit, jumping on some microphone and talking all this stuff. Are you crazy, fam? You know how many niggas in the States who are real street niggas who came out of jail? So we're going to tell me Mano's not a real street nigga? Kitchen Talk is not a show from a podcast from a real street nigga with a $150 on his face? Because they can have Cameron and Mace, street niggas. Street niggas can get on microphones and give their opinions as podcasters. The mindset is, though, that there's no way that a street nigga could be sitting here and doing this over here like this in Toronto. There's no way. You have to just be one of them sidewalk niggas. Y'all niggas try to rewrite my freaking history, and that's the thing that irks me. You know what I'm saying? Or act like you know me. So when it comes to all of this rhetoric that happens in the comments, okay? I'm not trying to be the hardest gangster or talk about all I had to, I went and shot 10 niggas. No. But I could understand. Okay? And also, when it comes to blaming the blogs for that, y'all got to chill, fam. Yes, the blogs can help in making beef happen and people, the boy them go read through comment sections and do all that type of stuff. Yes, that happens. But we can also agree that the Toronto scene hasn't had as much online action as we used to see over the last maybe 2 years before this. We're not going to act like all these rappers are getting it popping online all the time and they're always on Instagram Live instigating shit and doing all this wild stuff. Like, that's super 2020, 2021 shit. We ain't on it like that anymore over here. Yet the violence still ensues. So is it the blogs? Is it, interviewing rappers? Because if I go through my catalog right here, quick fast, and I go to the interview catalog. Let's do that quick fast before we continue. Let's find the gangsters. Gangster boogie. And all the people who are involved in the polys. Let's go over the last 4 months. Okay? We got Pino in there. Pino is definitely on his jail shit. He's a jail YouTuber. Big salute to AGB, to Don. I see you in the chat. AGB, what up? Concise. Ooh. How many bodies Concise got? Director X. Omega Mighty. Castro from Come Down Crew. But here's the problem. Big salute to Young Wiggy Goozy. who is definitely, you seen him in the blogs getting in the mix up and all that. That's about to hit, that's about 8.5 thousand right there. Director X talking about a whole bunch of things about his history and the show that he currently, the show that he had at the time, 412. Honcho Hoodlum, very popular on the blogs. That's about to hit 10K. Okay. Push Keys, who's been popular on the blog too. He's in the thousands as well. Oh, is Izzy Drake into a bunch of drama? How many bodies Izzy Drake got? How many bodies Lord Fury got? How many bodies Bugs got? Like, come on, let's be real over here. How many, I'm not even saying bodies, but how many people are they smoking on? Because there's a lot of people in this catalog over the last few weeks. Oh, Lush is smoking a bunch of gangster packs, right? But y'all don't tap into the ones where niggas is not mixed up in the violence or mixed up in the polys. Y'all act like you carry like, oh, yeah, I mess with the network. The real ones really do, okay? But a lot of you guys who jump in the comments and say, you're part of the problem. You're going to stop interviewing gangster rappers. Shut up. Okay? Subscribe or shut up. I'm not trying to hear that. You know what I'm saying? Don't base your opinions just because you see Moolah First going on a rant on the podcast. Okay? There's a lot of people that we interview in a month, far less than a year. Anyhow, I just want to get that out of the way. Before we get back to this Toronto gun violence and all that stuff that's going on over here, I wanted to just check on Troy Ave quick fast. Let's do that. Then we'll come back to this Toronto shit. I'm not trying to have like an aneurysm or freaking high blood pressure like last week. Having super rants on y'all niggas that still want to go out in the street and go shoot each other anyway. It don't make no difference. The song's not happening. Nobody cares no more.
Hey, y'all, here you go. About to run up in the court. You might keep me, you might not see me for a while. But just know, the streets is a myth. All them people that was in the car with me, I ended up taking the guns. You know what I'm saying? Somebody shot at me. Instead of me laying down and dying, I'd have been a hero or martyr. I took the gun and bust back. You know what I'm saying? And here you have it. Here go the consequences. But we don't cry over spilled milk. We take the lemons and we make lemonade. You feel me? God is great and the paper straight. Y'all keep supporting. Y'all keep running it up. Send the prayers up. Prayers count more than anything, you heard? And, kids straight. Family straight. Fans straight. I'm up out of here, y'all.
Man's wearing a mink to jail. Toronto rappers, that could be you. If you play your cards right. So, Troy Ave is on his way to jail. Casino Costa hits him with the rat emojis immediately. Yeah. Troy Ave has had a very checkered history over the last few years. You know what I'm saying? It's been some weird times for him. This is stemming from the whole issue that happened with Taxstone, R.I.P. to Banger. That was his security guard. This happened at Irving Plaza maybe about 5 years ago now. A long time ago, right? And they were having a beef. Taxstone was out here being pretty much of a menace. I'm not going to lie. Okay? With all due respect to Taxstone, because a lot of people will give Taxstone the credit for being one of the original street nigga hip hop podcasters. And, him keeping it thorough, standing on business. If I see you, when I see you, all that stuff. We have Taxstone now sitting doing 35 years. Okay? So just in case y'all want me to crash out, I'm not going out like Taxstone, gang. I'm sorry. However, this happened, and Troy Ave bumped into Taxstone in the Irving Plaza. I think we all know the story. You know, there was a fight that ensued. I think they were saying Taxstone had the gun. Troy Ave punched him in the face, got the gun from him, and then there's the famous video of Troy Ave running into the room, bong, 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 letting off the ting. Okay? So because of the fact that he was also in possession of a firearm, even though it was the firearm that he disarmed Taxstone and them with, he still has to go and sit and do some time. Okay? What is Troy Ave's exact charges? Let's take a quick look. Troy Ave. Y'all mess with Troy Ave? Did y'all used to listen to his music? Yeah, 2016. Jesus Christ. That was hella long ago. And also, when it came to this case, he was going in for a court hearing, and he wasn't sure if they were going to take him in. So he did give his fans a heads up that, yo, when I go here, they might take me. Okay, and they did. So he's out of here. Hold on. Let me find a better article than this. We could do better than this. 1 second, gang. We got a little visitor over here. Troy Ave. 1 second, gang. And y'all think Troy Ave's a rat for getting up on, well, I don't even want to ask the question. He's rat-ish. So on Friday, February 9th, Troy Ave turned himself in to begin his sentence stemming from the 2016 Urban Plaza shooting. The New York rapper posted a video on his Instagram explaining to his fans that what he was about to do. Ave expressed that he wouldn't see him for a while. The caption didn't provide much more details into the situation other than the plea, "Free Troy Ave," with a prayer emojis. I'm not going to read through all of that again. Now, this is because of the New York self-defense laws, it says here. I probably got to go away from my kids and my loved ones and my business and my employees and my life but that I built for myself. Okay, he's got a podcast also on Academics' The Academy channel. Y'all been watching that?
I was shot after that. He shot me. He tried to he shot a couple other chicks. He shot a woman and somebody else. You know what I'm saying?
Whoa, his man just
by a long time.
Dry as the story. Holy smokes, bro. God damn.
A club lounge that I'm opening. You know what I'm saying? Just trying to have all my business affairs in order. If you watching this right now, you probably know that at this point they got me locked up. So this is like a somber type of episode, but at the same time, I'm happy to get this shit behind me. You know what I'm saying? It's been like 6-7 years for real. You know what I'm saying? Where like, imagine being on probation or whatever.
This is a pre-recorded that he did before he went inside. And from what Academics is saying, he has a few pre-recordeds in the vault. So you're going to still see Troy Ave content while he's gone. He's got some interviews that he did, a few different things.
For all this time, I'm feeling like, where's Meek Mill? We need some reform and stuff. You feel me? Like, this is nuts. Where's Jigga Man? But anyway, so yeah, I decided to come straight off the flight, caught a red eye. I said, let me come in here and talk to the people, talk to the real ones, talk to the chat, you know what I'm saying? In case y'all don't hear from your boy for a while. Just to bring everybody up to speed on what it really is a few years back, I went to go work at a nightclub, and I was approached by a longtime hater and stalker named Taxstone. We call him Ratstone up here.
They call him Ratstone because, you know, Taxstone kind of did some ratting himself.
And that person was, I was going through a VIP room to get to the next VIP room to go down on the stage to be a special guest. And when we bumped into him, he was standing in front of the door. of the VIP, and he was yelling
We love hip hop.
obscenities, like was popping, being aggressive, and he was like flashing his gun on his waist. You know what I'm saying? And so one thing led to another, and I just popped on him.
Is that dry snitching right there, gang? That's very specific.
You know what I'm saying? So I guess I don't think it went how he planned, and you know it didn't. I didn't have no plan. I'm like, nigga, I'm not about to let somebody just shoot us in our back while we run away or whatever. And so I ended up taking a gun, and beating the shit out of him, taking a gun, fighting like a fight for my life.
Hold on. No, real shit. Is this dry snitching, like, or is he explaining his self-defense of how he defended himself that night at the Irving Plaza back in 2016? God damn, that's so long ago. Holy smokes, fam. That's like 8 years ago.
After that, I mean, before that, he got off some shots and he killed Banger, R.I.P. Banger.
R.I.P. Banger.
You know what I'm saying? And then we ended up being and then I was shot after that. He shot me. He shot a couple other chicks. He shot a woman and somebody else. You know what I'm saying? Just shooting wildly or whatever. And so instead of me laying down and dying, I got the fuck up. And as he tried to escape, I pulled him by his back collar. And then again, I pulled his wrist. And now I'm beating the shit out of him, biting all kind of shit to get that gun. So the media didn't show any of this. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of
They showed all of that, bro. I seen that in 4K.
all the melee, all you see on the news is Troy Ave coming into a club shooting a gun, like
True.
reckless wild cowboy. You know what I'm saying? And that was a narrative that was pushed. And so ever since I was locked up.
So do y'all think that Troy Ave is a snitch? Let's end this poll here and start a new one. Okay, just to finish this poll here quick fast. Do you have to bust your gun to be gangster? 71% says no. So a lot of y'all niggas out there who think you're super gangster, you're wrong. Okay? You're just killers. Sorry. Let's ask. Actually, let's do a super poll here. Pause.
I held it down.
Who's a bigger snitch? Troy Ave or Taxstone in this case? I'm gonna write it down.
I didn't say anything. I left out. I got driven to the hospital. And so the people that was with me, Hovain, Leave the Bro, a bunch of guys, Skane. I guess they didn't have the intelligence enough, or they just didn't give a F, and they let the police take the van, knowingly that instead of driving off with the van, knowing that we had weapons in the vans. Right. The weapons was for protection. You know what I'm saying? We don't have any self-defense in New York.
To be clear, none of these weapons were in the club.
None of these weapons was in the club. You know what I'm saying? At times, I wish.
So this is the stuff that he got caught with outside the club.
They would have been, because Banger might have been here alive today. Right. You know what I'm saying? And we would have, have fighting a different type of case. But we never bought weapons in the club. We just went there for protection. When you leaving, you never know who's lurking on you or whatever.
See, this is the same problem we got over here in Toronto. Y'all niggas run into each other in the club. After all that beacon online, crash out the door, whole career, no more career. We got to go wear orange jumpsuits and fight on the range. For our integrity.
At the point, this is when I started with understanding the streets is a myth campaign. So the number one thing is, after all my charges come back, I'm charged with attempted murder on the person that I took the gun from and shot at him, which is Taxstone. I'm charged with weapons possession for his.
Troy, I'm gonna tell you. He's gonna tell us why Taxstone snitched. Okay, he gonna get to that.
His gun, as well, and then I'm charged with 2 other counts of weapons possession for the guns that we had in there. Now, mind you, I'm one person.
Hold on, pull that back.
Attempted murder on the person that I took the gun from and shot at him, which is Taxstone. I'm charged with weapons possession for his gun as well. And then I'm charged with 2 other counts of weapons possession for the guns that we had in there. Now,
and he got a year. You got a year for all of that, bro? You did some good snitching, bro. Let's see here. After initial incident, Troy Ave was charged with attempted murder or gun possession. At the time, he was looking at 15 years. However, the businessman's legal team negotiated a 1-year sentence if he agreed to testify at Taxstone's trial. Meanwhile, Taxstone was sentenced to 35 years. Jesus Christ. Snitches is winning in 2024, eh? Holy.
Now, mind you, I'm one person. There's 7 other people in the van. We saw it coming up in the
Juicy Hamburger like, only a year? Yeah, nigga.
street. So just in business in general, you never let the crown fall. You never let the
He snitched good. Okay? Attempted murder, possession of a firearm, okay, for Taxstone's gun, plus another possession of firearms for the guns that they had in their whip after they got pulled over. 1 year. That's the high grade snitch right there. Holy.
the breadwinner, the earner go down. You know what I'm saying? Like if it was me and roles was reversed, and like I told everybody, yo, I'm gonna fight this attempted murder. I know they can't charge me with the murder that they was hanging over my head, because I know I didn't shoot banger. And y'all just fight the guns. I'll pay for everything. You got people like Hovain start talking about kids and start switching up, not answering my phone calls, you know, just because he didn't want to face his own cowardice and not.
R.I.P. Hovain. 007 Media says, I can't say that the man is no snitch. I didn't see no disclosure. Troy Ave has paperwork out there. I don't know if New York releases paperwork like that. It's not a sunshine state like Florida.
Having the integrity to
I'm gonna go look for it though.
You said we would do if that time came. You know, leave the bro. He ends up saying, man, I'll call the DA myself and tell her that wasn't my gun. You know what I'm saying? Things that street nigga behavior. But, you know, and all they ended up, I think they call it the curse of Troy Ave. They all ended up falling in misfortune for going against me or whatever. But these are people that I put on. I put food in their mouth. I put love out of my heart. You know what I'm saying? Like, boom. Took them around the world. Like, gave them my identity, whatever. And then, you know, for that, I felt like they owed me more than that. But I
don't see no paperwork for him online here, but I did find something where he said there's a video saying that he has Taxstone paperwork on a shirt. Let's take a look.
Everybody.
By the way, this YouTube premium break is brought to you by Master Moves Rise. That's the apparel that I'm wearing right here. You know what I'm saying? Very nice embroidery right here, okay? Hit them up on their Instagram page, master-move-rise, okay? Get yourself some custom apparel, you know what I'm saying? Big salute to them.
Buys this shirt, right? With this hoodie, you know, guys get paper straight. It got the statement in the letter to the judge from Rat Stone on it. And on the front, it has his dumb face when the FBI busted him, you know, for the weapon that they tried to frame me with. You know what I'm saying?
Mama's house.
Yeah, all this in his mama's house. That's a fact. Nasty. I think it was an aunt house. Wow. I think it was an aunt, like nasty work, like type of work where like the moms is going away on drugs or something, and then like live with the aunt or the grandma. It was some nasty work like that. But yeah, this is Boney picked him up from the nasty twin mattress. You know what I'm saying? Come here, man. Get over here.
Let me see it. Is there does he have like a still shot of the shirt? You should have some still shots of the shirt if you're trying to sell these.
His gun, put a body on him. Nah, he didn't do it.
Hold on, I'm going into the
He
link.
said Troy Ave did it. He was the bad guy. But anyway, y'all picked this up. You know what I'm saying? He got a little statement when he was telling on me about shit I didn't do. That's why.
Hold on, let's go a bit closer. Put your hands up again there. Put your hands up there, sir. Hands in the air. Let's take a look here. Let's zoom in. Let's take a quick zoom. Let's see what this shirt looks like. I don't see no paperwork on his shirt. Is this over here on? Nah. Let me see what y'all saying in the comments over here. It's 50-50. Holy smokes. Taxstone is not getting no love out here. Hold on. Let me see if there's any stuff on Taxstone being a rat. Taxstone ratting. Taxstone rat. Let's go there. Cameron response to Taxstone calling and Glibby. Troy Ave a rat. Taxstone admits to being a rat, snitch, and informant. This is from 7 years ago. Let's see. Taxstone calls Joe. Not gonna use that word. I'm not seeing any. There's more things with people calling Troy Ave a rat than there are videos out here calling Taxstone a rat. I don't know if that's the deciding factor. Okay. Whoever got the most YouTube videos on them calling them a rat is the rat. Okay. I know with Troy Ave, we clearly seen him make a music video saying that he was going to rat on Taxstone when he gets middle finger in the stand. Let me see here. Troy Ave rat video. They're haters, not that one. It's an older one. And he was like it was a cartoon video. Let me see. Rat cartoon video. Too legit to quit. Where is this part? Because I'm not going to get copyright for you, my guy. I'm sorry. Just not happening.
Niggas know how I get down. Turn you to a cold case. I do murder without a sound.
That's his car. The infamous car that got pulled over. Where is the part of the video where he's sitting in the stand? Is it in the beginning? Hold on. I'm just going a quick scrub through, gang. Okay. This is the myth thing. All right. Salute to Troy Ave. He's probably going to do 6 months. Tops. I don't really see him doing like a bunch of years for this. If he only got a year and what? It's like a 2/3. I know they found it. Hold on. Let me play the audio. Classic. This is the first. He started the trend. Okay, Troy Ave walked so Tekashi 6ix9ine could run.
Middle finger from the stands. Even me or you, I will send it out to hell.
This guy said, middle finger from the stand. Either me or it's you. Whoa, that's crazy. It's bold with it, man. Hey. Salute to Troy. Well, actually, I can't salute you, Troy Ave. Okay. I know you got the whole streets is a myth. That's when you know what the whole streets is a myth thing is? Quick, fast before we end this. The whole streets is a myth thing is when the rules don't, work for you no more. You're like, that game's stupid anyway. You know what I'm saying? You take the whole Monopoly board and pitch it into the air. Thank you, man. Right? Bada boom. You take the whole Monopoly board and stupid ass game anyway. I don't want to play with you jerks. No, bro. Rules are rules. If you go on the stand and you say it was him, and then you make a music video about it saying, officer, it was him. You can't later on go back and say, oh, well, that whole street shit is stupid anyway. Bro, it wasn't stupid when you were like, make cocaine great again. You know what I'm saying? Pricks in my backpack. Streets wasn't a myth then, bro. So you can't move the goalpost when it works for you, Troy Ave. Oh, streets is a myth. You guys are mad at me for telling? Look what he did. Oh, streets is a myth. Nah, bro, you're just a snitch. It got too heated for you. And now you want to say, oh, all you street niggas are dumb. And still want to be a street nigga with a snitch jacket. You can't have it both ways, bro. It's not Burger King over here, my gang. Like, get out of here, bro. But, do your time and, we'll see you when you get home, bro. It's just a baby bid. It's a little baby bid, bro. You'll be home. You'll be all right. You'll be all right. Niggas go to jail every day, B. Let's see here. I was going to cover the Benzino crying at the Drink Champs thing. I'm going to leave that alone. I think too many people have covered that. Okay. I had yeah, I'll leave that alone. Let's get to Casper TNG first. I'm actually waiting for an article to drop here. Salute to Neil Davis. What up? Big salute to Casper TNG. He's out here. He's making moves. He's touring. The last time that we spoke about him, he had a couple of dates that were shut down. I think it was the Toronto date and the Calgary date, if I'm not mistaken. I'm going to go on the We Love Hip Hop Network Instagram page. Follow us on Instagram, We Love Hip Hop Network. Let me go here. Bong. And see what's going on with Casper TNG. The friendly ghost. Okay. The winner. Ganya. Let's see here. So, post via me saying, love to see our Toronto rappers selling out shows. Salute Casper TNG. Okay. That's the still shot right there. Phones in the air. Packed house. Wall to wall. Okay. Let's get it.
You love hip-hop. You love hip-hop.
Word for word. Pull up.
You love hip-hop. You love hip-hop.
Word for word. Holy. That's crazy. You need a round of applause, bro. I need to see that again. Let's go.
You love hip-hop. You love hip-hop.
Yo, hold on. How many people y'all think is in that venue right there? That looks like a lot of people. That's probably like a good 600 in there, wall to wall. I don't even know what if there's a balcony in there. Let's go.
You love hip-hop. You love hip-hop.
How much pussy you think his hype man got that night? You know what I'm saying? And the DJ.
You love hip-hop.
Casper had all the snow bunnies in over there, nose open. Oh my God! It's Casper!
You love hip-hop.
And his mic's working. He's not doing that little what do you call that, lip sync shit that a lot of y'all niggas be doing. Holy. What's Casper up to? Let's go into his page right here. That right there is goated. Okay. What else is up there? Let's go, Casper. Keep your foot on their neck.
We love hip hop.
You know that whole thing, you know, when you're like a big popular rapper and your songs go so crazy, so many people that know your songs, listen to your songs so much, like over and over again, in the car, in class, you know what I'm saying, just at the workout, that when you get to the show, you're just like this. Yeah. Oh, hold on, I got a microphone right here. Perfect. You're like, yeah. You know what? Let me save my... I don't even need a hype man. The crowd's my hype man. I'm going to just bring the homies out just because. Okay? For all y'all niggas who's like, oh my God. Oh, all these gangster rappers, they can't do nothing. Myself included. Casper's doing his thing. So what's going on in the stories here? What you up to, broski? Showing love to YG in his stories. There's a big misconception when it goes to a lot of, and don't get me wrong, Casper stays in his, you know, he's stayed in his share of polys, let's say. Okay. But as far as him and his musical career, Casper's doing his motherfucking thing. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm going to Spotify quick fast. Okay. Just to bring the point home. We're going to look up Casper TNG and we're going to look at his monthly streams. Casper TNG. 88,000 monthly listeners. Okay, not so bad. Dope Boy, 5 million streams. Freeze, 6 million screams. Running Man, 3 million screams. Heartless is only at 291, but it's on its way. From that reception over there, y'all heard that? Come on, gang. Heartless is about to hit 1 million just now. Trust me. Yo, big salute to Casper TNG. He's proof that even with all the polys and all that type of stuff that's going on, if you have a strong fan base that he's been building for a while, okay? Even though he's still a young artist, he's been building this fan base for about 10 years? When did Freeze drop? I know Casper's first music videos was probably about 10 years ago, 2014, when you think about it. Maybe even before that. So it's not like the man hasn't been putting in work to get here. He has 93,000 subscribers. And that's crazy. Oldest video, 10 years ago. See? Bing. Right on point. Yo, he might be on his 10-year anniversary of his career. So this man was doing his music when he was like a teenager. Menace to Society. Got him. That's crazy. Yo, salute to Casper. I'm hit this nigga with another round of applause right here. Good job, broski. Keep doing that, man. Okay? Stay out of the bull. Look, he has a whole live performance in here. Oh, and this is in Winnipeg. Sick. Look at that. That's crazy. Yeah, mans are putting in work out here. I refuse to believe, my bad, gang. I refuse to believe that the Toronto scene has no hope. When you see stuff like this, man rocking a crowd, packed house in Winnipeg, he probably got a few bands for that right there. You know what I'm saying? Not a few hundo. There's no way you're disrespecting a Toronto rapper of this caliber who's getting this much streams, this much music video views, this much people who are willing to pack your venue, buy drinks, all of this type stuff. And you're like, yeah, here's 600 for the night. Nah, fam. I'm going to need about 4 racks. 4 racketies, maybe 5 racketies for now. Actually, gang, how much y'all think Casper's charging for a show? You know what I'm saying? And with this, does this make Casper an industry plant? Because this is some good work right here. This is 10 years of work that the man's been putting in. Just like Haviah Mighty. She said she was putting out music from 2009. But niggas don't call Casper a industry plant. Jeez. Facts. But yeah, man, big salute to Casper TNG. Actually, there was a couple of more things I want to cover on this. Because him and Roni, that's one of his main guys that he's been going back and forth with over the years. Okay? And Roni had a tour not too long ago. Last year, could have been the year before when I interviewed. I know I interviewed him 2 years ago, and he had a tour going. I think he did another one right after that. However, he did have some things to say. He actually gave Casper his flowers. Okay, so let's go through it right here. He says, without my competition, I wouldn't be as motivated. And as long as everyone is doing shows and dropping music, the fans win. Being an artist is a long game. You gotta become legendary to make it make sense. Holy. Yo, Roni dropping some knowledge right now. Are you trying to kick knowledge, nigga? Damn, bro. I think a lot of people have a misconception of this Toronto music scene. Okay? They try to look to the blogs, you know, big salute to Canadian Underground where I'm looking at this post from. And yes, there is some mixy post that happen on a lot of these blogs. Okay? And there have been people who I've interviewed who have had questionable past or are into some wild shit right now. Okay? I'm going to address this right now because there's a lot. Thank you, babe. There's a lot of gun violence that's been going on in the city over the last few days. And let me see if I could pull up some articles quick fast. Okay. Big salute to Dusty Wallace, a.k.a. the Scary Potter. He hit me up there earlier this morning. He's like, yo, got to talk to these people, fam. It's genocide out here. I'm like, no, fam, I know. However, we're in a growing city. I feel that a lot of people have been trying to take the blame and place it on some of the things that happened over the last few weeks. As far as the whole Drake reaching out and trying to make peace in the city, the whole conversation that started behind that. Let's see what it says here. Or maybe there's a video we can watch. Right after this ad. And this is from City News. It says Toronto shooting incidents up 140% over last year. And we're in February, okay? So when they say over last year, they mean like
community continues to reel from the random bus stop shootings over the weekend. Some community leaders are raising the alarm bells over a recent spike in gun violence.
There seems to be a spike. There is variances that shootings do go through.
This year is off to an alarming start with 60 shootings in less than 2 months. 18 people have been hit by bullets. 2 did not survive. According to the most recent crime data, gun violence across Toronto is up by a staggering 140% over the same time last year. Police say the latest shooting victims here at Jane and Driftwood were completely and utterly innocent. A 39-year-old father of 4 was killed and a 16-year-old boy was left with life-altering injuries. As the search continues for this suspect, investigators say the attacks were random and had the hallmarks of gang activity. Today, the police chief took a walk through the neighborhood. He did not speak to media. Instead, he was chatting with kids and listening to concerns from residents.
Having the police show their support and sincerely show that they care really makes a difference.
Reverend Sky Starr works with people whose lives have been impacted by gun violence, and she says anytime there's a spike in shootings, it's very distressing for the communities.
We did the walkabout over there, and one mother who lost her child, I think 8 years ago, she was crying because it was affecting her. It lingers. It doesn't just go away. As a therapist, I can tell it doesn't just go away right away. So it stays with you. The pain is fresh. Everything comes back, even if it's happening to somebody else.
We love
This
hip hop.
comes after last year ended with the lowest number of shootings in half a decade, and with neighborhoods notorious for gun violence like Jane and Finch hitting a 10-year.
It said last year had the lowest amount of shootings in a number of decades. Pull that back.
Hitting a 10-year low.
Which is
Shootings in half a decade, and with neighborhoods.
Even if it's
I
happening
want to see this
to
graph.
somebody else.
And this comes after last year ended with the lowest number of
So, if you look at the statistics over here from 2019 that had 492 shootings in comparison to 2023 that just passed that had 344 shootings are down. Okay?
shootings in half a decade, and with neighborhoods notorious for gun violence like Jane and Finch hitting a 10-year low.
Which is a sign that we're doing things right. We're getting to the
Jane and Finch hitting a 10-year low.
problem itself and coming up with solutions. But we cannot take a break. We have to continue working together with policing, government, and community.
Louis March is the founder of the Zero Gun Violence
Big salute
movement
to Louis
and is
March.
hoping the latest spike
Mr. Jane and
is
Finch.
just a blip.
We cannot afford to have double the amount of shootings compared to last year. And also the thing with shootings is that there's concerns for retaliation. If it's gang related, there's going to be retaliation.
We
Now,
love
as you can
hip-hop.
see, a command post is still set up behind me here at the Driftwood Community Center. This is one way police are trying to build trust with people in this neighborhood. And while not everyone supports the heightened police presence, some do say it brings them a sense of safety as the search continues for the killer. In North York, Shauna Hunt, City News.
So let me ask y'all a question, because this is over the last few weeks, or not even last few weeks, excuse me, over the last few days. We are Wednesday right now, February 21st. It says, and RIP to Abu Boaki, a 39-year-old man was shot 3 times while walking near a bus stop at Jane Street and Driftwood. The day before, a 16-year-old boy was shot in the face near the same intersection and it remains in critical conditions. Both were innocent bystanders. According to Toronto police, 100%. Okay, we read that, or we already heard that part. So, I've been seeing some commentary and just the buzz going around. People saying that this whole Drake reaching out on the blogs and, you know, asking for peace has caused more war. I call cap on that. I think there's a lot of people who are just afraid to take accountability for what is actually already going on, including the government and the powers that be, for the underlying issue. Okay? They're saying here in the quote unquote, you know, the news that the statistics are on a downward spiral. But with this, now this year, we're heading on an upward trajectory. However, when it comes to this whole, Drake should, he is because he offered to do a verse for people and stuff like that. Or the blogs, it's because you guys post so much drama and all that. I call cap on that, fam. There's been a lot of issues that have been going around in that hood, and don't get me wrong, we're not gonna act like, some of these different issues go on with some of the rappers, or not even the rappers, but there's rappers who represent the different areas of where there's issues going on. Let me make sure that I phrase that properly, okay? Because we're talking about street shit, and I know Friday has to stay on the goddamn sidewalk. However, when we take the hip hop industry and we try to correlate that with what's going on outside in the streets, I have a problem with that. I feel like a lot of that drama has been going on for years. Before that, there was an Instagram that people can go on and chirp on. And like I was talking about before, the level of people jumping on the gram and going crazy and doing Instagram lives, with all due respect, since Top 5's been gone, that's kind of slowed down. You haven't seen as much people online going crazy. Nobody has an Instagram live that's popping enough that enough people will tune in and it becomes a thing. Like maybe guys like Icy Springer has a bunch of guys that are on his Instagram live. I don't think Icy Springer is making the gun violence go up in the city from the amount of people who are talking about who's effing who on his Instagram live. I'm sorry, I'm just not buying it. Okay? I also don't think that a Six Sounds post or a Canadian Underground Kings or even a Kenzo Tunit post is what's, equating to the gun violence going up in the city. There's just a lot of violence going on in the city. When there is, and when there isn't, it slows down. Okay? It goes back to what I was saying before when DJ Czar was asking me about gentrification and if that can slow down things or if that would stop gun violence. If there was no hoods, there'd be less violence. I'm not going to say there would be no violence because people are going to have conflict no matter what. Okay? But with hoods, with, ghettos bring poverty. When there's poverty, there's people out there doing whatever they need to do to get money. When you're in that kind of lifestyle and, you're doing whatever you need to do to get money, some of the protection that comes with that is guns. Okay? So now if you're involved in that lifestyle because that was the first choice out of the different, out of the lack of choices that you had in front of you, now you're in the game and things happen. Okay? You didn't become, a rapper and now all of a sudden you're out there busting your gun. Okay? You're busting your gun because you're out there doing things that are not above the law, but against the law. Okay? It's not like mans are out there in the forest hunting with legal guns and shit. We're talking about niggas who are doing criminal activity. So it's easy to point the finger at rap, point the finger at the blogs, and say, "Oh, well, if you guys weren't posting all that negativity, then there wouldn't be so much gun violence in the city." If that's the case, when we take a look at these statistics over here that are behind my head, pause, and you see 2019, 492 shootings, and in 2023, 344 shootings, and the blogs were growing their following all through these years. All the blogs and the podcast and all these different people that y'all want to point the finger and point the blame at. All these years, while their followers are going up. 30 less people were busting their gun a year later. Okay? And we could backtrack to even when a lot of these blogs started. Because a lot of these blogs started in the pandemic. Okay? 2021, everybody's back outside, but, kind of back outside, almost back outside, but about to be. And there's still less people getting shot out here. 2022, even less. So what are we talking about here? You see what the issue is? A lot of people, when it comes to this whole hip hop game and the thug side of it or the gangster side of it, they're only looking at the world through that bubble and thinking everyone is talking about this. Everybody's, oh my God, this is, the whole world is going crazy. The whole city is on fire. No, it's not. A few blocks have their issues. And in the whole grand scheme of things, like I've said in many different times, niggas on the other side of town who don't live that lifestyle don't know what's going on. They might peep it, on CP24, oh my God, a few people got, oh, that's crazy. Go to Chicago and talk that type shit. Let's go through some statistics of how many people got shot in Chicago, or how many people were busting their gun over the last set of years the same time. Okay, and Chicago has less people than us. Keep that in mind. Okay, let's do a quick experiment. Chicago gun statistics. And we'll do 2019 to 2024. Let's see what we could find. Let's see what we could find. So, in 2022, every 1,000 Chicagoans became a victim of gun violence. Hold on. There's some AI shit that's popping up on me right now. So from 2019 to 2022, the gun violence situation in Chicago. Can y'all see this on the screen? Okay, thank y'all. Has seen a significant change. Let's delve into the data. Victims of gun violence in 2022, 1 in every 1,000 Chicagoans became a victim of gun violence citywide. In the city, the district number of 1 in 1 of 10,000. The average, okay. 39 victims of gun violence in 2022. Let me see some better stats than this. Give me a second, gang. Let me find something better than this. Let's see a chart. Let's go through a quick chart. Digging into the crates today. Jesus Christ. Let's see what we have here. Okay, so year-to-date homicides have decreased 12% and the shootings are down 14%. Still much work ahead. Let's see some numbers here. Let's do this. Number of shootings in Chicago 2023. Let's see what we find here. And this is from November 27th of 2023. Chicago Tribune. Chicago homicides in 2023. 568 people slain. Get all these ads out of the way. Get this out of the way. Hold on. The ads are going crazy. Jesus Christ. Yeah, here we go. 568 people slain in 1 year. Okay? And we're talking about the population, and let's see. We'll get a quick search of the Chicago population. 2023. 2.6 million. Okay. 8.9 million. I guess that's the greater Chicago area. Right, Chicago got right here 2.6 2,665,039 people in 2022. Okay, so for their 2 million, they have 568 people who got murked. Not shootings, who got murked. In comparison to our 492 that the gun was just let off. These are not people who got murked. This is the amount of time that people bust their gun. Okay? So let's put things into perspective before we go too crazy. I'm not saying that, we don't have to bring down gun violence in the city, because that should always be a work in progress. But besides just bringing down the gun violence, we have to do more so that we can create more resources, create an equal playing field for all those people who live in Driftwood. Okay? I'm sure if the man them and all the people who get into that lifestyle, there'll be way less people who are attracted to that lifestyle if they can get a job that can pay them well, if they can get into some type of program that could deviate their mind from being onto that gangster shit. Okay? There's a lot more that they can be doing to solve the problem from the root before saying, oh, we got to lock up a bunch of niggas out here on the street because they're busting their gun. Okay? My mom used to say, rest her soul, precaution is better than cure. Okay? So if you guys can get to the root of the problem in the first place, and these niggas ain't out here with, non-running water and all types of stuff that I've heard about the Jaden Finch area, you'll have less angry niggas, less niggas busting their gun, less people having to go to the life of crime. Okay? I'm not going to say that none of these people or none of the people who are involved in the lifestyle don't have to take accountability for some of their own actions. Don't get me wrong. However, you're going to have less niggas who are going to want to get into the street if there's more opportunities. Okay? Less hoods, more neighborhoods. That's going to be my slogan for 2024. All right? And I'm not running for mayor, so y'all just chill. Less hoods, more neighborhoods. Okay? If I see any of y'all politicians use my line, I'm coming for my royalties. Stop playing. I'm not even going to say it again because, Chris Guy and all these guys be sneaking around. You know what I'm saying? Let's move on. I don't want to make myself sad. Kanye West. He's out here stealing, fam. Stealing from the man them. From our people. So I'm going to pull up something courtesy of Keeps It Solid. And it says here, Kanye West used Killy's 2020 lyrics for bar for bar on his latest Vultures album. Take a listen and swipe. Now, this is going to be the part of the video. So y'all watching this live, cool. Later on, because of this, I'm going to have to probably cut the music out. All right, I'm probably going to get a copyright. Also, Ye fans are upset with Drake for liking the post. It's funny when you remember it was Kanye's camp with the he has a ghostwriter accusations. It's true. Kanye's camp did say that. Anyways, let's get to it.
We love hip hop.
So the fuck it up one time. I know you're seeing the signs, right?
We love hip hop.
Fuck it up one time. I know
We
you
love
want
hip-hop.
reading the signs.
What? SpaghettiOs. Is it a coincidence? What's the bar? Fuck it up one time. Something's. I know you're seeing the signs. Let me ask you guys. Let's do a poll. Let's do a quick poll. Did Ye steal the bars from Killy? That's all the bare question marks. Bare question marks. Maybe it was AI. And if so, with this being a thing now, should Killy go and sue? Should he sue the Donda company or I don't know what Kanye calls his company? Should he sue Kanye West? Because bruh, like I know lyrics, you know, you can go and say, you know what, oh well, anybody could have said that lyric. Come on, bro. Nobody owns F it up one time. Come on, bro. Can't do that.
Don't let your moment pass you by. You never succeed if you don't try.
Never succeed if you don't try. Sue that nigga, bro. You never succeed if you don't try. Come on, bro. The nigga got titanium teeth. I know what you want. I'm reading the signs. Fuck it up one time. I'm just trying to find a way where maybe these are just words in the English language. It just might be a complete coincidence that he lined those words in that order and then made them rhyme with the next set of words that rhymed in that order. There's sentences that people say. I know what you want. I'm seeing the signs. Right? People say that. No? People say F it up one time all the time. Killy doesn't own that. Where are you guys getting these allegations from? Where is he getting those headphones from? Holy smokes, bro.
Moment pass you by. Fuck it up one time.
You don't own that.
I know what you want. I'm reading the signs.
Come on. 1,000 rappers say that. I hear that lyric all the time, bro. No? Come on, gang. Y'all think that Kanye really stole that from Killy? He was inspired on his own, completely unrelated. You guys are crazy, fam. Stop doing that to Ye. How dare you accuse Ye of taking lyrics from somebody else? What? Such a prolific writer? Yeah, we might need to go to court, Killy. Killy, if you're watching this, if you hear this on the repost, sue that nigga, bro. Okay? If the shoe was on the other foot, especially you being from Toronto, the place that Drake come from, he'd be like, nah, bro, you can't use that. Matter of fact, your song would be deleted off of the streaming platforms immediately. When these niggas already have their hands in the industry, and I know Kanye's not the most favorable right now. He's not the most favored in the industry. You know, he's had a lot of opportunities blocked from him because of his comments. 007 Media, you said Killy wouldn't win on God. What? You're crazy. The lyric is great. The man said this exact same lyric in the same way, almost the same cadence. Just Killy had a little bit more auto-tune on it. Different beat. Come on, bro. Come on, dog. Boosie voice. What's going on, bro? Like, do you see what happens with what happens with these niggas over there down south? And with all due respect to our audience over there in America, but a lot of the artists over there think that Canadians are slow. They think that we don't know what's going on. They'll never catch what we did. This is not the first time that this has happened. However, people get away with it over there. But it's a different time now. And Killy caught this nigga red-handed, bro. Put him on TikTok, bro. So you know it's real. Kendrick Lamar. There has, for the old heads out there, for the old heads out there, y'all have this whole thing where y'all really, really feel that Smith & Wesson came down to Toronto back in the days. And y'all, the old heads who know, y'all know. Okay? This is for the 40 and up or the 35 and up demographic over here on the We Love Hip Hop Network. Yo, Smith & Wesson, they took the sauce from us over here in Toronto. Man, they weren't doing no reggae in their raps. They weren't chatting no patois in their raps before they came to Toronto and seen the man them doing their thing. Come on, gang. If you know, you know. There's some niggas out there, when I repost this in the comments, a lie. Of course they stole from us. They didn't steal from us. There's a lot of Jamaican niggas in Brooklyn. But don't get me wrong. These niggas be stealing. Okay? But yeah, Killy, if you see this, go get your lawyers. Lawyer up, bro. Sue these niggas immediately, expeditiously. You know what I'm saying? Jason Williams, what up? If that's you, if that's the bro, what up? What up? That's my broski. Yeah, I'm gonna touch on that quick. We're gonna move on. I got a couple more things I want to touch on before we get out of here. Let me just see what my time is over here. Bada boom, bada bing. Okay, got time. A couple more topics here, and then I'm off this. Lush One. Lush One is back. Okay, big salute to Lush. We did an interview with him not too long ago. That's on the channel right now. Hey. Tap in. Okay. Apparently, Lush One, formerly of No Jumper, has beef with current No Jumper host Dejon Paul. Okay, y'all know who Dejon Paul is? And just to give you guys some context of who that nigga is, let's pull up some No Jumper stuff. Balling like an athlete, but got no jumper. Let's go over to No Jumper. Let's go to their lives. I think Dejon actually just did an interview. Let's go there. He just did an interview not too long ago. No. Oh, there it is. With Ralphie the Plug.
What's up? It's your boy Dejon Paul. We're here at the No Jumper store on Melrose, and we're about to do Shoot Your Shot with Ralphie the Plug.
Gang in them, man. No lanes at them. Keep the truth alive, man. That's all that matter.
Yeah, so how your day going?
I mean, it's all right. I almost thought I was about to come up on some little earlier, but it didn't go as planned. Oh, yeah, that shit, that motherfucker.
And he's the guy over there in Los Angeles who does the rap report card. Okay, the LA rap report card that's went viral a few years ago. Dejon Paul is the creator of said report card, which technically, and listen, this is with all due respect, homie, because I'm gonna have to run into you when I'm not trying to have no smoke. Okay, technically, it was kind of Kumo D's idea, but I digress.
Number 10, number 8, Pastor Rafi Deluxe.
Oh, Apple Music.
Yeah.
Yep, I remember.
All right, so that's Dejon. Okay,
I'm not gonna.
I'm giving you an interview example because usually he's over here on the news. Let's find a thummy. He has a. They just gave him a podcast with Flacco also. Flacco and Almighty Suspect.
Thing per usual.
Yep.
Good Monday.
I'm Dejon Paul, aka Dejon338.
Okay.
Yeah, it's my new nickname.
It's not an area code. It's a weight.
I thought you meant.
Oh, I got a bar for you, nigga. Design.
Hold up. Wait a minute. Point and Shoot is out here doing their dirt work. Big salute to Point and Shoot. If y'all check out Point and Shoot's channel, if y'all know who that is, they do their thing as well as far as with the reactions. I'm gonna do my own reaction, and then maybe we'll go check out what they're saying over there. So that's Dejon. He had some choice words to say about Lush One on the news. I don't remember exactly when, but they was talking about how Lush One, or Lush was he relapsed. That was the whole thing that we were talking about. He relapsed. He's a crackhead. Blah blah blah. I don't really know why they came for Lush. Okay, it wasn't based off the recent interview that we did. Oh, him and Suspect were having a back and forth at one point in time. Okay, and this is funny. These are not the main characters like the Brick Baby and Adam 22, and I would even say more like Flacco, who are the main characters up in the No Jumper universe. Okay, this is Lush One.
Y'all, it's Dejon Paul, and this is the Sassy Auntie podcast. Ooh, girl, no, he didn't. It's Dejon Paul. I got the double D's for everybody to suck on and play with. The biggest in the game. I know you love my double D's. I'm the sugar bear, baby. Yeah, check this out. Dejon Paul, Lush One, you called me a gummy bear, and that made me hungry. That stimulated
We love
every
hip-hop.
single piece of insulin that's fighting with my type 2 diabetes and made me realize that I had to talk about you overdosing on drugs, even though I'm 3
Hold on, let's get rid of some of these
away
windows.
from my own deathbed. But you take too many drugs, Lush One. You take too many drugs. The Sassy Auntie podcast.
This guy called him the Sassy Auntie podcaster. Oh my gosh. Hold on, I'm getting rid of some windows.
Gives you 3 snaps and a neck twirl. What does my co-host, the human tapeworm, have to say?
One second.
Yeah, Lush shouldn't do so many drugs. Yeah.
Yo, what's going on with Lush?
Lush shouldn't do so.
Does that saliva coming out the side of his mouth?
What was we talking about again? Hey, fuck you! And then look, wait. Is Lush?
Hold on, let me give this a quick refresh. Lush is on one right now. I don't think I don't mean on one like he's doing
Hey y'all, it's Dejon Paul.
the D-Rugs, but he's going in. I'm going in.
Dejon Paul had to make a response. It's all love, homeboy. It's all love, but you wished death upon me.
Whoa.
Like, it's so funny that I be making jokes when all I'm trying to do is stimulate
We
some
love
dialogue,
hip-hop.
have a conversation, and I make a joke about gummy bears, you being an overgrown gummy bear, wearing motherfucking Santiali Landman. I mean, like, just to be fair, I checked on the Landman website, and they don't make anything in 6X.
Oh.
So there's no way that Landman was real. It's all good, though. You feel me?
I'm looking for my gunshots. I got you.
Might be guilty. Some are more than others. I'm not looking at your co-host when I say this. Some
He's talking to Suspect.
might be guiltier than others when it comes to wearing fake designer. I don't know what the tapeworms got to say about that or not, but regardless,
When he talks about a tapeworm, he's talking about Suspect.
I just want to say, like, for someone that's publicly spoken about having addiction issues and, wanting to unalive themselves, telling them to go overdose might not have been the most tactful thing, might not have been the most respectful. I mean, the comments sure as hell don't like it, but guess what? It doesn't offend me. That shit.
It doesn't matter.
Does not bother me. I've been called a lot worse by a lot greater men, so it's not going to really have too much effect on me. And I'm not
We
going to
love
jump out the
hip-hop.
window and be because, you know, there's been a lot of other things that I've said regarding you. You just happen to catch that on the Reddit, so I'm not going to jump out the window and make it seem like I
Hold on, we're gonna go further in this. This is like 9 minutes. Give Dejon Paul 9 minutes, bro.
I don't know. Just like you don't know. So you might have, for all I know, you might have worked with Quincy Jones. You might be Kendrick Lamar's ghostwriter, for all I know. It's just from all the research that I've done and all the conversations that have been had pertaining to you, it seems to be that, you know, since the Clubhouse era of the internet is when you made your emergence in this industry, and your contributions to the culture don't really far supersede that of critiquing and downgrading Los Angeles-based artists. Now,
We love hip hop.
That's all good, you feel me? Like,
So I guess he's coming for Dejon's credibility, because I know Dejon he pumps his chest up when it comes to that rap report card thing that he's got. You know what I'm saying? And salute to him. It's a good look. You know what I mean? It's something that he's very focused. When I see him on No Jumper on keeping it music, so I respect him for that. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of times where they want to talk about trending topics and weird things that are happening in the media. And he'll try to be like, well, they're musical stats, and I'm not going to do his voice or anything. Okay, just chill. But he'll be trying to push it back to the music. Oh, last year they dropped a project. Last month they dropped a couple of songs. He'll always try to divert the conversation back to the music. Okay? It doesn't always make for the most intriguing podcasting, because we all know people love drama, but he tries.
but just know that I made a joke about gummy bears. I didn't say something cruel. Like, I didn't call you the poster child for America's obesity epidemic.
Oh, no.
I didn't say that you were the living embodiment of a sweaty teddygram with type 2 diabetes. You know what I mean? Like, I didn't say anything that I didn't say that you were one cinnamon bun.
Is he reading a script?
From heart failure. I didn't say that if somebody slaps you, onion rings would fly from your fucking skull like Sonic the Hedgehog, except for yours are deep fried in batter. I didn't say anything of that nature, you know, like, I didn't say that your blood type was cherry Pepsi or anything mean like that, fool. Like, all I did was make a joke about gummy bears, and you had a very sassy response, per usual, and wished death upon me, which is, again, very, very, very extreme. So I'm just going to reevaluate what I said earlier. You're not a gummy bear, bro. You're
This gummy bear thing really got under his skin.
not a gummy bear. You're the gelatinous mass that occurs when 3 gummy bears melt together and form one pure entity of saturated fat. That's what you are, wearing Santiali 5X fake Lanvin, who doesn't have the intellectual capacity, knowledge of the culture, or experience in any degree. Hold up.
Okay, so is there a Dejon Paul response? Now I need to see the Dejon Paul response. The videos are starting to pop up. Oh, here's the original.
I'm a bit under the weather, but I did want to address a few people were sending me clips.
Wow.
I guess Lush went on some podcast. He's back from the dead. He wanted to make I don't know who that is. He wanted to make fun of my clothes and talk about me. Let's check it out.
I haven't listened to this yet.
Yes.
Oh, we on a good Reddit. It's muted. It's
Right after that. No, but that's literally like a fucking gummy.
So I guess this is the original.
There, fake designer from Santiago.
We're gonna go back.
Wait, hold up.
Even worse.
So was he saying?
Wait, sorry, gang. Sorry to keep on stopping the thing. Yo, why is it that the other channel I was watching was giving me rare, like, mad pauses, and now this is running so smoothly? Like, what kind of Illuminati thing is trying to, you know, sabotage Lush One's channel?
Now listen, now I haven't watched the full podcast, but
he was talking about me before, I'm sure.
Right, but though, just taking this in context, is he saying that Suspect was his man, so him making fun of his music was foul, but Dejon giving you a bad grade, you shouldn't like take it personal since like you did it to him?
Don't bring up.
Was that what the context was?
Don't bring up candy.
So. No.
Why did he have to say gummy bear? That's why I took offense. I like gummy bears.
Yeah.
So with that being said,
what's your beef?
It's not a beef. I don't know this nigga. I've never said nothing on this camera about Lush because I've never met Lush.
Yeah.
Lush, you said that my sweater, my Lanvin sweater was fake.
Respecting hip hop, what up?
You said I went to it's a gallery sweater that they painted over Lanvin. Nonetheless, you said I went to the alley to get. Did you go to the Sancy alley to get your fake teeth, nigga? Like you don't even have real teeth in your mouth. You smoke your teeth out. Nigga, the fuck? Yeah, I got my hoodie the same place you got your motherfucking teeth to replace the meth teeth that fell out. I'm just confused. I want to know more so like, what did I say about Lush? Can you recall something I've said about Lush on this stream?
That's them drugs.
When you go in on Lush.
Wow, Suspect just came right off the hip. Let's do drugs, bam.
I might giggle or something, chuckle or something, but I mean.
Hey, listen, I tried to warn y'all earlier in this live stream about laughing.
Man, he said some funny shit about Lush.
Flacco.
Nonetheless, let's see. I just feel like, bro, you could do
yes, because him and Flacco were supposed to catch the fade. Yes, yeah.
All a favor and go somewhere and fucking overdose, please.
No.
Whoa.
No, let's go.
Please, just go somewhere.
Whoa, hold on.
I didn't see you
No.
taking all that day.
That's what he said.
That good meth.
That nigga said go.
That good meth. Go night night. It's a wrap.
He said go night night.
I said you can't tell me how to respond to disrespect. You disrespect me. I'm gonna say what I say back.
Okay.
If he actually does it, what? I'ma still.
Whoa, man! Like Suspect is doing whatchamacallit? What would you call that? Dead man moves and stuff like that? Damn.
Come here and be where
Lush, you gonna let them talk to you like that, bro?
he's not and do the job he's not doing. No, the fuck I wouldn't feel bad. The fuck?
Hey, that shit.
Why would you say gummy bear?
True.
I like fucking gummy bears. Don't do that. Don't do.
Okay, Lush, you gotta go over there and crash out, bro. Crash out, my nigga. I'm playing. Don't do nothing, fam. Keep it peace.
Don't do that.
About like a
so suspect, you looking for his fade. I'm looking for his meth dealer's fade. I want to fight your meth dealer. I'll fight your meth dealer. You'll fight Lush, and that'll just be what it is. But real.
Oh man. So the beef is Lush versus Dejon Paul. Wow. The beef that we never thought we wanted. And here we are. We have it here. Now, I was asking Lush in an interview not too long ago, salute to us over here at the We Love Hip Hop Network, if he would ever consider going back over to No Jumper. Okay? Let's take a look-see. Quick fast. Let's find our Lush One interview. Oh, here it is. Time stamped up. I think it's right here.
I'm more on some shit where I'd like to have, I would like to have conversations with people to clear the air about certain things on my end and what I feel like I did wrong as a man. That's more important to me than reuniting the business relationship, which, is, there's always potential for a business to be discussed.
No, for sure. Right? So there might be an open window at one point in time where you couldn't see, if Adam would have him back, Lush over back at the No Jumper Network. Would that be something y'all be interested in? Let me ask y'all a quick question. And as far as the poll that I have up here, quick fast, it's did Ye steal bars from Killy? 65% says yes. Killy, go get your bag, bro. Okay. And entertainment. There will be no Friday versus Rock Boy Ninja USA edition. I said this on, was it the last live? I said it somewhere. Oh, I said on the Twitter space that I have no more beef with Rockboy Ninja. Okay? So if I could, well, listen, he hasn't pieced it up with me. And I'm not out here begging friend. But I'm just saying, I don't got no smoke. I'm not even going to do a poll on these niggas. Pause. Like, nobody, with all due respect, like, this is going to be the most clout that these guys get for a long time. So just enjoy it. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're talking about Dejon and Lush. And big up to Lush. We got a dope interview with Lush, and he's a way more important figure, with all due respect, than Dejon in this whole hip-hop game. If I was going to give an opinion on who's more important, from my point of view, from Lush, with all his battle rap history, the amount of different, stories that he's told me that he's had in the hip hop game. This guy has some crazy Drake stories, all types of stuff. Like, Lush has made his moves around the game. Okay. He has his own rap career. His rap career wasn't crazy. Okay. He's still doing his thing. He's still got his podcast, Mad Deep Podcast, out now. Dejon works on No Jumper. He has his own podcast on his own channel. Okay? They're pretty much in the same place, but I'll give Lush the advantage because he has way more history. At least history that I know about. Okay? So we'll leave that there. All right? For unimportant issues of the day. I'm going to skip this Bobby Altoff response to the leaks. Okay? And we're going to go for our last topic here. The boy Snoopy. Yeah. Have y'all been seeing Snoopy's Instagram? And for the people who don't know who Snoopy is, DJ Snoopy, very popular Toronto DJ. He gets up in the blogs a lot for a lot of wild stuff. But I'm going to go up on his Instagram page here. DJ Snoopy. Here's the thing. I got to be apprehensive on what I can show if we delve any deeper. Let's see if we could find him here. And I'll show y'all what I'm looking at here. Let's find DJ Snoopy on the gram. Hope his page didn't go get deleted for all this OF stuff. Because apparently, he started an OF. Okay. Fans only. He's over there. I don't know what kind of content is going on over there. Let's see what the links are. Ticket giveaway, Facebook, Valentine's mix. So he's advertising his stuff for his upcoming DJ events or DJ gigs.
Freedom to be it yourself. I look like a totally different person.
Yeah,
but
I would look like a.
Let me make sure that on the screen we limit some of this bacchanal, because this is a little bit edgy. But he's starting his own podcast. I guess it's like a relationship-based podcast. There we go. I think that's good. Let me make myself. Yo. Holy.
Totally
she look like person. Bob Marley's sister.
She said she was a singer still.
And this is with Ghost. Big salute to Ghost.
Shubu. Yo, that's crazy. I'm lit.
So if y'all can see the whole setup here, they got the bed. The guest is over here on the chair on the side, and Snoopy and his co-host. Yo, salute to Snoopy, yo. Holy. Snoopy and his co-host are over here on the bed, and they're doing their thing. The audio is great. I'm not going to lie.
That's the question I came for. The fuck was asked now, man?
It's the freedom to be it yourself. do girls go around dating simps or
Simps.
tricks and then saying why can't
They
they
want
find,
wifey.
like,
They want husband.
love,
They can't
you
find
know,
a real
good
man.
person?
Yeah, Snoopy. What's going on though? Are they sick?
Sorry, gang. There's only so much I could show on the screen. I'm not trying to be a hater, man.
I feel like everyone's just growing different. Some are smart, some are dunce. Ladies, to find love, you got to feel it in your heart. You know what I mean? You got to feel it in your soul.
Not in your wallet. Not in your wallet.
Snoopy's a sick man, yo.
Chasing money. You got.
They got the fireplace in the back. Hold on. What's going on back here with the t-shirt? I know there's some kind of advertising going on over there. I need to find this, man. Where is this? This is on YouTube somewhere? I know he's probably getting bare problems on YouTube. Snoopy, if you need some help with the... Well, actually, no. No. You're good. You got everything you see. You seem like you got everything you need over there. Oh, God. There was something about him with a fake gun. Jesus Christ. We won't talk about that. We won't talk about that. I haven't covered any DJ Snoopy news in a while. I don't see anything from his podcast up here. See if we could do a more refined search. DJ Snoopy podcast. No, I don't see it available on YouTube yet. It might just be on OF. And sorry, gang, I'm not subscribing. Okay, you guys, I'm just going to have to take whoever's word for it. If it is only on OF, is he doing the plug talk model? Yeah, I'm searching through this through YouTube here. I see nothing. Yeah, is he doing the plug talk model with this one right here? Where, like, is Ghost gonna smash these two things right after they're done? I need to know a little bit more information on this. Is it just them in the bed? Because why is it on OF? Is it because of what they're wearing that I can't really show too much up on the screen? Or is it because there's going to be some effing going on? Like somebody's going to get smashed. And if that's the case, listen, I got questions, fam. If that's the case, all right, where Ghost
Freedom to be at your
comes through and he smashes one of the two things, do they, okay, hold on, let me pause it on Ghost right there. Imagine showing okay, let's pause it right here. So if Ghost goes in and knocks down the two things, right? Or one of the two things, okay, one of the two girls, right? I shouldn't call them things. One of the two girls. If Ghost smashes one of the two girls, the next guest, if this is what the pattern of the show is, do they have new co-host? Or the next guest has to smash the same girls?
Let's get together.
Sure. Right? Is that what we got going on here? Because then you're going to have to go through a lot of co-hosts. Jeez. Rotating guests. Double entendres. Don't ask me how. Right? Rotating host, I mean. Listen, man. All the power to you, Snoopy. We're looking forward to seeing how this goes. If you do have clips that are able to be posted, like you obviously have some clips. If you have more clips that you can post on the socials, maybe give us like a YouTube version of it that is a clean version, a lot of clouding out or whatever. Or maybe just cut it before you all get to the last part where all the all that type stuff goes on. Right? Just give us the clean version. You know what I'm saying? The city needs more podcasts out here, fam. We need you. But yeah, I think that's all I got for today. More podcasts for your head top. Oh, Astro interview, okay? Big salute to Astro Kid J. Okay, also not in the polys. That interview is dropping tomorrow, okay? Tomorrow morning for all the audio listeners, and tomorrow evening at 6 p.m. for the people who watch on YouTube. Okay, big salute to the whole gang. Big salute to DJ Czar. Big salute to B3. Big salute to Dusty Wallace. Okay, AGB, the Don over there in MTL. Big salute to the whole gang. We'll be back in a few days. Until then, we are off of this.